Then you go out.
No one's going to buy GTL stuff.
Oh, yeah, they will.
Yeah, he talked about it on The View. Here's the clip.
You trademarked GTL, Gym Tan Laundry, and you put it on some merchandise. Can you show it to us?
Yeah.
It's right behind you. It's right behind you. Grab.
Yeah, this right here. Oh.
GTL laundry bag. And it does three things.
So 3 things it does.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, what does it do?
This is it's the official Gym Tan laundry bag, and not only is it economically friendly, but you could technically use it as like a soup bag. Okay.
So when you take it, you can use it as like a
you can use a soup bag as well as you can turn it over and go to obviously the laundry. If you're a kid in college, you throw your laundry in here.
Okay.
Okay. You suit it back up like so, and then you take it to the laundry.
Okay.
They're putting a laundry bag?
Selling those?
Technically, yeah.
Yeah, technically, yeah.
Can make fun all we want, but he'll probably make another $1 million off this.
It's not him, it's that dumb audience. They're clapping. Yeah, you open this, you throw your laundry and you close it, and they're all like, oh, it's great.
It's just a laundry bag?
No, it's a soup bag, and then you can turn it upside down, and it becomes a laundry bag. You understand? GTL. Situation. Gym Tan Laundry, Jersey Shore. See?
You watch Jersey Shore, Bill Burr?
Dude, I was actually at the taping of this, and I applauded wildly.
That's a great it's a great bag until an infant crawls in. Gets his little face stuck in it.
How much money did he make last year?
$5 million.
Jesus.
Who?
Situation. From Jersey Shore.
Oh, is that right? Ah, good for him.
Why not, right?
Yeah, good for him. His orange abs.
Yeah.
They're all orange. They love being orange. How are you, Bill Burr?
I'm fantastic.
Heading to Atlantic City with Jim Norton. Big show this weekend.
That's right.
I can't wait. Everyone I'm talking to they can't wait for this show.
Yeah.
When are you going down?
I was going to talk to you guys about that. I'm going to drive down Saturday, unless I was going to call Dave, see what he was doing. We should rent a Winnebago, Jimmy.
We can film and tell jokes all the way down.
Oh, yeah. We'll do activities.
It's amazing how people think comedians just tell each other jokes. Like, you guys must always... it's like, we're funny around each other, but it's like if one of us told, like, a joke, like, all right, have you heard this one? The other 3 would just spit on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just not the way it is.
No, not at all.
No, the only joke would be that you actually had the balls to try to tell a joke.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know how you do that. Step forward and decide to tell a joke in front of other comedians.
No, usually just becomes a bitch fest.
Yeah, you bitch about everything.
Yeah.
How was that gig? That's fucking awful. The promoter wanted me to do morning press, but there was nothing. I did that.
I know that piece of shit.
That was terrible.
You guys actually are not a lot of fun to hang out with.
No, we're terrible. We're terrible.
Now that I think about it.
When you're around us, you see the sadness that made us want to do that for a living.
Right.
This is what I find. If it's you and one other comic, you'll probably end up having some deep conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's any more than 2, it just becomes you just start shitting on each other, and or someone will just start bitching about a gig.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And then you just want to get the fuck out of
Yeah,
there.
or some hack that just got a
He's
made
all-
$5 million.
Yeah. We all silently root against each other, even if we're friends. Billy Crystal had a great quote about that, like how we're all very happy for each other and we root against each other as comics.
You really root against each other?
But it's not a vindictive thing. It's like somebody else's success is in a way a mirror of your failure. That's how we look at it because we're self-centered. It's not because we don't like other people.
Right.
No, but just you compete with whoever you started with.
Yes.
It's basically.
So you're not happy if one of the guys that he started with
Jimmy, his
hits?
wild success in this show has bothered me for about 9 years.
So,
joking. I'm
no,
joking.
But no,
He actually looked at me like I was serious.
But no, I wouldn't even be like guys like Louis and Colin are ahead of me. Bill's my peer, Bobby Kelly, we're all in that same group. Colin and Bill are guys that are ahead of us. They're like the classic,
Yeah.
Chris Rock's class of,
Right.
He might even be ahead of them.
Yeah.
But guys that are ahead of you don't begrudge.
Yeah, like when Jimmy has a good day back east, I can feel it in my heart.
Out
I don't even have to know. I just
know.
feel it. I go, God damn it.
We send out vibes.
Yeah.
Jimmy booked something.
Well, it wasn't an acting gig.
Yeah, you and me both.
It's fucking horrible, isn't it?
One of the quickest things you'll ever do is read my IMDb page. Whatever the hell you said. I still have MTV Apartment 2F.
Did you do that? I just saw my Apartment 2F set recently.
Did you really?
Oh, it was atrocious, yeah.
That was a really difficult gig. The Sklar brothers had a show, and it was actually a really good idea. Well, they had this really cool thing, the way they would get the comedian on. It was like they lived in this apartment, 2F, and they ran a club, and then, every episode, they'd be down at the club and a comedian would go on. Except that was the part of the show that was actually real. Is you would actually perform to like these extras. Why does it feel like it's taking me 2 hours to explain
No, you're right,
this?
though.
And then there was a studio audience. So the weird thing was you'd go up and you'd do your act. Everybody laugh, hopefully, and then they go, okay, we're going to do it one more time.
Oh, fuck.
And I was going, I got to do my act again, and everybody's going to see,
Yeah.
that the rabbit's already in the hat.
Yeah,
So
that's
I actually,
horrible.
No, I actually switched it up on the second one, and I thought I was being edgy. I got a getting tested for AIDS bit, which was super edgy in the late 90s,
Yeah.
because I guess, you probably shouldn't have talked about that. And I ate my balls.
Oh, did you?
On the second one, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one they showed, or no?
No, they didn't. I didn't show that one. They. I gotta be honest with you. I never had the courage to watch it because I felt the way you did when I went out.
I just watched it recently. I had a bunch of my old stuff I was watching, like from 1993, like club tapes, and Galifianakis was in that show. I didn't even realize that at the time. Like I just went back and saw a moment of it. Like Zach was a cast member of that show.
Was he on that?
Yeah. Yeah, he was really young then. I mean, we all were a little younger.
You said something about acting, and I got to tell Bill I finally saw Date Night, and I know you've made fun of it and stuff. That movie's so frustrating because...
No, I didn't trash that movie.
No, I'm making fun of
I was making fun of it only had 8 lines. Dude, that's my only
that's what
ray of light into ever doing another movie.
Yeah,
so
I didn't mean it like...
Please don't put
I
me
didn't
in
mean it. I didn't mean it that way.
Yeah, but I heard the one thing on your IMDb, however the fuck you say it.
But that's what was so frustrating about the movie because they gave your partner there, the cop partner, all the lines. I'm like,
she's an Oscar-nominated actress.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I wanted to hear Bill Burr.
God bless you for plowing through that.
That's a friend.
I don't give a fuck.
Awards don't mean shit.
I'm holding on to this. I wanted to fucking hear Bill Burr, and it looked like obviously Bill should say something here, and then she talked again.
Who was she?
And what did she?
I didn't see the
what do you
film.
mean she won?
Taraji.
Did she win an Oscar or was she nominated?
She was in. I'm a sports guy. She was in Benjamin Button's.
She was.
She was the one who adopted the baby.
Oh fuck
she is, right there.
I didn't realize that was the
She
same
was
woman.
in.
Oh yeah, fuck you, Bill. She's a great actress.
The second I was done, the second I was done with it, we were done with that. I went back to like the Funny Bone in St. Louis, and she immediately was going to China to go film
another movie,
the new Karate Kid, the Will Smith one.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, so which ended up being another $100 million movie.
I'm still gonna say it though, man. I was like, let Bill talk.
I talked, but a lot of it got edited out. I did. Like when I had that Ray Liotta thing, like we actually had some stuff where we went back and forth. The first couple of times he trashed me, I was like, oh my God, Ray's yelling at me, right? And then I was like, just kind of like, wait a minute, I'm looking like an idiot here. So then we went back and forth, but Did
you find Ray to be a scary guy? When he came in, I was extremely intimidated by him.
By Liotta?
And that rarely happens with me, but he was one of the guys I looked at. And he even during the interview, he called me out. He goes, what's wrong with him? Is he sick? Because I was just sitting there like I was intimidated. I don't even know why. But he's one of those guys.
Probably because you watched Goodfellas too many times.
Maybe.
You thought he was going to beat you with
his gun butt.
He's so believable in Goodfellas. But it's something about his eyes or something. I have a short list of people that I get intimidated by when they come on the show. He was definitely one. I shut the fuck up.
I didn't think he was scared at all. He was fine.
Yeah, we had a good time with the guy, but you didn't find him intimidating on set?
No,
or anything?
he was.
Was he cool to you?
Yeah, very just regular.
Yeah. I'd be intimidated by him
not
there.
Regular, like boring, like regular, like he sounded like. He just sounded like a guy from back east, so that's why I kind of liked him. I kind of was like, oh, I know this guy.
Yeah,
I think that'd be scary.
When you're a good guy and you have the underlying anger, I know this guy. So you know what I mean? Okay,
maybe that's.
I relate to this. I grew up around this guy.
Maybe I recognize a little too much in his eyes.
Acting with Liotta would be intimidating. Like that would scare me. Like doing a scene with him because
Bill Burr did.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like that would be scary because that's his element. Like, then you're walking into his fucking, doing this, you're just yapping. But fucking, you got to do it right, and there's a director and a camera, I'd probably shit.
Yeah, well, I get him at,
I'd call him Ray in the scene.
Yeah. And the scene, I really enjoyed Goodfellas. And, Jimmy, can we talk to you for a second?
Yeah.
No, I learned, there's a lot of intimidating things on that I learned that, you just got to block everything out. If you're messing up, somebody's going to say something to you. So, when you see people whispering after takes, they're not talking about you. That took me a while to learn that. Like I just immediately did the comic in my head. I was like, they're saying I suck. They're saying I suck. I'm going to get fired. Like you start thinking like that, but it's there's kind of like you can't if you have a suggestion on something, the reason why they're whispering is because if you're wrong, you don't want to yell it out there and
Right.
put it out to the people who are doing the scene. So you're supposed to just kind of whisper it to the director. That's what you're supposed to do. Or if it's something major business thing, like, yeah, they're cutting funding for the movie. I just thought you know, like, you're not going to yell stuff like that. Which I guess doesn't happen on big things like that. But I learned, I've learned that over the last year and a half.
And nobody knows that you're like. They might assume it, but it's almost like we think everybody knows what's going on inside our heads, but they don't. It's like sometimes you just have to act as if. Like, if you just act like I belong here and this is, they have no idea. Like, they think, all right, this is the guy doing the scene with me.
That if you can pull off that I belong here, how far you can get in the world. Like, yeah, of course, yeah, I'm here. Oval Office. How are you?
We should take a break, is what I'm thinking, because I just realized that Chris Russo's calling at 8:15,
Okay.
and we want to try to do the idiot debate. We got Stalker Patty, and I want your take, of course, on the Jets
that's
pass,
right.
Bill. Bill just
Yeah,
held up the paper. We'll do it after the
I am
break.
fascinated.
You got a situation though. Game's at 4:30. Show starts at 8 down there in Atlantic City.
Yeah,
We'll have plenty of time.
That's how it works.
Yeah,
I think we'll wait
You'll
a
be
few
able
minutes.
to watch the game.
Well, I'm hosting, so I'm on first, so I want to make sure that
I'm
the
sure-
fucking game's over.
I'm sure Bill has a lot to say about this game, so we'll ask Bill about that next, and we'll get into this gun debate with Stalker Patty and Nervous Oscar. They're gonna discuss gun control today.
Oh, okay.
So, stay there. Hanging with Bill Burr today. Jim Norton, of course.
It's funny.
Big show going down in Atlantic City. We're all going. It's going to be a great weekend.
And I have to whore the fact that I have tickets going on sale today, 10 a.m., for the Montclair Wellmont Theater, March 5th at wellmonttheater.com.
Cool.
And I'll be whoring my new CD this weekend.
Very exciting.
Tap dancing and selling it.
The cover is terrific. It's a great picture.
Yeah, it's called Despicable. It's my high school fucking sophomore photo. I look like a lesbian. It's fucking horrid.
I like the picture of you and a young Jim Norton father.
Oh, yeah, it's on the CD. Me and my
your
dad.
father.
My dad looked
Holy
looked
shit.
good in that photo, right?
Yeah, he did. He looks like he was a definite problem. Like he didn't
Yeah.
take anyone's shit.
Yeah, he was just he wasn't a drinker at that time, but earlier he had been.
Yeah.
You know, but I was just an ugly fuck. God, awful. Really homely boy.
Do you just study yourself in the mirror?
You don't have to. You just look at a photo. You're like,
just
what
know.
the fuck was wrong? Yeah.
He doesn't know.
My high school sophomore picture it's embarrassingly bad. Even in a comedic way, it's fucking horrid.
But everyone's picture was.
This picture-
Mine, I had the worst pizza face. I don't even break it out ever. The worst fucking acne. I look horrendous.
Acne is
I
understandable.
had bright orange hair for like the first 13 years of my life. There was no question of whether or not I was a freak. At first day of like nursery school, I'm like, yeah. So my thoughts were correct. I am one of the only ones.
So the red has toned down over the years, Bill, because it has.
yeah,
with,
then it
it
got
has
dark.
with me too.
It got dark. Yeah, it started getting darker.
Yeah,
And,
but I had just obnoxiously red
That's the
hair
cover.
growing up.
That's my fucking high school sophomore
That's a nice
picture.
shot, Jimmy. Look at that.
It isn't that bad.
really?
Other than those big awful glasses. Those
How about the
glasses
hair?
are horrific. That's Justin Bieber.
You had the
not
Justin
bad.
Bieber before Justin Bieber.
Nah, Bill made me feel good.
Yeah, it really isn't that bad.
Yeah, you know what I like? Your face is really toned. You know?
Yeah.
Opposed to the bloated mess it is now. I can't believe I just, I'm
Wow.
joking.
I'm not hurt. I am in the gym a lot more, though. An hour a day on the elliptical.
Isn't that a pain in the ass?
Oh.
It gets boring.
Yeah, it's awful.
So,
But what's worse is seeing yourself nude. That's worse. I'm a bloated fuck.
I got to ask Bill Burr about the big game.
Yeah, man, this is going to
Got
be...
the Jets and the Pats once again.
It's going to be an awesome game. They won once, we won once. Who knows what's going to happen?
We all know it's going to happen.
But,
I don't know, man.
All the Jets have to do, look,
We
everybody
gotta-
knows what's going to happen. The Jets are going to try to get the running game going. If they get that going, they're going to chew up the clock. Brady's not on the field. He can't hurt you if he's not on the field. And what the Patriots are going to do, they're going to try to take the running game away and put it on Sanchez's shoulder. Hopefully you get up a couple scores. Sanchez tries to make something happen, turns the ball over, yada, yada, yada. So as far as all the trash talking that the Jets are doing, like, I don't understand how that helps you.
It's so dumb.
That's Rex
In the
Ryan's.
history
That's
of-
Rex Ryan's style. I don't know why. I love it, but I hate it. Being a Jets fan.
It's
kind of nice to have a coach
obvious.
like that, but
I know he's so confident.
yeah, I love it.
He's he's just wildly confident. There's no underlying insecurity there.
No, but historically, yeah. Sure, well, you've seen the videos.
We'll
Of course,
play him again.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just.
you've seen the videos, so of course there's some insecurities there. His wife.
Oh, that guy? No, I was joking with my girl going, the only good thing about being a psycho, the only positive thing is you can spot another psycho from across the room. And that dude is he's out of his mind. All that trash talking he does, that has nothing to do with the game. He's yelling at that voice in his head. That's, he needs a hug from his dad. And his dad can be, yes, you're a good defensive coordinator. Granted, you didn't create the 46 defense, but yeah, you're a good guy.
But I was fucking Cromartie. Is that who was talking shit about the?
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing?
He wants Brady to throw it his way.
He's done nothing but win championships.
He
What are
wants
you
Brady
fucking
to throw
with
it
him
his
for?
way a lot, not just a couple times.
Bill's never
Bill's
works.
absolutely right. I've been
Never
saying,
works.
I've been saying all week, if this turns into a shootout, my team is fucked. They got to eat that fucking clock.
Yeah,
and what's the weather going to be like in Foxborough? Do you know?
Horrific, hopefully.
But that
Brady
doesn't affect Brady that much.
No, yeah, Brady plays great in bad weather.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I have, our defense, we're starting like 4 rookies. You know what sucks about this is actually 2 really good teams, but because of all the trash talk, now it's just, what I hate about it is if the Jets lose, it's going to be because of the trash talk, and then if they win, it's going to be because of the trash talk, rather than like the stuff that I like, the actual game. But I mean,
but that won't matter in the end. If your team ends up winning, you won't care about the trash talk 2 days later, because you guys will be moving on to the next.
Yeah, but no. What I'm saying is, just this whole it's been driving me nuts that they keep painting Rex Ryan out like he's this confident guy.
Yeah,
it's just like, dude, that's like
it's
like Psych 101.
And you believe that he's like barely holding it together
Oh
inside?
my God, dude, it's Psych 101.
I can't argue that point.
When he stands there, when they went to go play us last time, and he's like, a lot of people think New England's the best team out there. I'm not one of those guys. And he gets, and you see when the press laughs how his face lights up. Like fucking what's if they like me.
Yeah.
They really like me. He gets that look on his face.
Yeah,
Dude, if you've noticed, he lost a ton of weight with that lap band surgery, and this is the level I watch sports. Since that 45-3 loss, he stopped losing weight, and it looks like he's putting it on a little bit.
So
the level of M&Ms you have to be eating to reverse lap band procedure. So you can talk all the shit you want. When I see that pelican chin coming back, I know
that he's had a couple rough weeks.
He just wants Belichick to call him up and tell him that he thinks he's a good coach.
Belichick is a psycho, though. Come on.
Oh, absolutely.
He's a lunatic.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I'm not saying that he's not a psycho, but
what's his issue, you think?
He's not. What is his?
Yeah.
I'm not that good. You got to be like 10 years into, because he holds his cards all the way up to his vest. So you can't
tell what he's thinking. He doesn't really show much emotion.
He's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Even after he wins a Super Bowl, he only shows emotion for
the greatest thing I saw him do.
A quick minute or two.
The best thing I saw him do was the way they got rid of Randy Moss and the way they played it off. Like, we don't want to do this, Randy. Like, I was joking on my podcast that they got rid of Randy Moss the way you get rid of like some psycho chick. You just bring her out to a bar and introduce her to some other guy, and you just slowly back out of the room. You're beautiful. You're awesome. We'll see you later.
And watch it happen.
Yeah, we think you're great. We'll take a 3rd-round draft pick. See you later, Randy. And just dumped him off. And
turned out to be the right move for them.
Yeah, no, because you got to have everybody pulling the cart in the same direction.
What do you think of the Seahawks being able to be in the playoffs with a 7-9 record, and then they get the home game against the Saints?
Well,
which obviously means a shitload in the playoffs, and then they end up beating the Saints.
That was the thing, though. They ended up beating them. So, I mean, I get that,
But I just feel like if you're under 500, especially in football, I don't see why you should be allowed in the playoffs.
What about if your whole coaching staff is wearing Dockers? That should be worth it, like half a loss.
Do you care, or is that a dumb thought on my part?
I cared a few years ago when we didn't make the playoffs, and then like the 8-8 Chargers got in, but then they beat the Colts at home. So,
but I think if you're 8-8, at least you're 500. But to be 7-9 and you get a home game in the playoffs, it just seems like something is flawed.
Everybody knows 9 and 7 means wild card. So yeah, so if you're 8-8, win a division, that's annoying. 7-9 is like reprehensible. But
I understand why it was a very weak division and all that. But I don't know.
I think every year there's the mafia game. You know what I mean? Where the mafia is just going to make all the goddamn money. I think that was the one.
That was the one?
Yeah. Everybody's going to pick the Saints. Drew Brees is going to come out there defending Super Bowl champions, and then they get their asses kicked.
They got the Bears. What do you think of the other games? I know you're a huge Pats fan, and I'm a huge Jets fan, but what do you think Ravens-Steelers real fast?
Oh, that one's a tough one.
It is, right?
You know what it is? The Steelers is finally playing like how I thought they were going to play the whole year. Palomalu's ridiculous. Like, once a game, he, like, guesses the snap. and jumps over
And just
like
destroys somebody.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
before the
levels.
center barely even twitches his finger, he's already landed on their quarterback like some mountain lion. I have no idea. It's in Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
And what is it this year?
Pittsburgh's got
Are they
the home
both
game.
1-1?
I don't know. I don't know how that worked out.
Dude, all I
really
focused
don't
on
know.
is this game. I just need the Patriots to win. I need this one. I hate how much I care about sports, but I really need them
How
to
many
win this game.
championships they have? They have 3?
Patriots, yeah, they have 3.
Yeah. And you like the Pats more
And
than...
one huge loss.
Oh, right. I forgot about the loss to the Giants.
Jesus Christ. Oof. Do they ever get over that?
Yeah, you're over when you win 3. It's like the Yankee fans.
Have they won again?
Yankee fans. I mean, how
No,
much?
they haven't won since.
Once you win, 2001 was the most devastating loss ever. As a Yankee fan, when they were down 2-0, won 3 straight, then lost 2 in Arizona, which we all knew they would do because of that cunt Randy Johnson. That was a heartbreaker. It's like once they win after that, you get over it.
Yeah. If you a fan of a successful team, like he didn't even bring up 2004 where we won 4 games in a row. That's like our unbelievable thing.
Right.
But, you know, when you're sitting on 26 championships,
Yeah.
it doesn't bug
But
you.
I think you got to win one after the crushing defeat.
Yeah.
To
Do you think the Yankees lose in 04 to,
Well,
I want to say Florida?
I got to be honest with you. Like the fact that they lost was shocking, but like that was one of the most overrated. I mean, we played the Giants the last game of the year that year, and the final score was like 37-35, and then 3 weeks later we're 17-point favorites.
Right.
I didn't, you know, yeah. If we lost a regular season game and all that shitstorm went away, as far as like, are they going to go undefeated? I think we would have had a much better chance.
In a weird way, they needed to just lose a game.
Yeah. Yeah, and fuck the 72 Dolphins when they won 14 in a row when there was like, you know, 2 channels and like sports was just that 5-minute guy at the end of the telecast going, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won 20-10. He's like rattling off the sports. Vancouver plays later on tonight at 12.
There was no pressure, is what you're saying.
Yeah, there was none of that. Yeah, you could like bang
It wasn't
hookers.
around the clock sports.
There wasn't
just
cell-
focusing on
yeah,
you and the
cell
fact you
phone
haven't lost
cameras,
the game
none of
yet.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, where's Stalker Patty and Oscar? We should get into the gun debate. We're going to talk more about sports with Russo.
What time is he calling?
He was supposed to call, but he's got to get his kids to school.
Okay.
He'll call in around 8:45, I guess. You following the Bruins doing well this year, I guess?
Yeah, we're all right. We had a brutal loss to the Canadians the other day, but then we beat the Penguins. We beat I think we beat the Flyers last night. Somebody gave me a text, but I've been so busy running around.
You like hockey more than football? I forget.
It's pretty much even.
Close, right?
Pretty much
That's
even.
what I thought.
That 24/7 though, with the
I loved it.
How funny was it?
Fucking loved it.
How funny was the end of that game? When
The Winter Classic?
Yeah, when there's like a second and a half left, and they're pushing each other, and the refs trying to get control.
Well, just drop the fucking
Yeah,
puck.
and they're
It
just
didn't even
yelling at him.
matter.
He's going, come on, settle down, settle
Right,
down.
right.
And they're all yelling his name,
Right.
whatever. Just drop the fucking puck, Pierre.
Yeah.
Drop the fucking puck.
HBO really helped along this rivalry to make the two teams absolutely hate each other. The game is out of touch. The Capitals going to win the Winter Classic, right, Jim? And there's 1.1 second
Yeah,
or something.
all he's got to
like
do is drop the puck. The Penguins want to skate off because they lost and they're pissed.
The game is over, and he's trying to get control of the ice, and these guys just want to beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
And he won't drop the puck.
The ref?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he won't drop
He
it
wants
because he wanted everyone to be under control. It's like, fuck that. Drop the puck and let the time run out. Because then if they start fighting and shit, there's problems.
Oh, it was the...
I loved the
I've already
24/7.
This is something I said like years ago when I first started seeing, listening to audio when they would mic up a player, saying that they should have like some sort of NC-17 sports package,
Right.
Where they have all the players mic'd up.
Yeah.
And you can listen to what they say, because a lot of it is what you'd think they'd be saying, and then there's just random hilarious shit that they say.
Yeah.
I would love to hear it.
I'm so bummed it was only, 4 weeks, I guess? 24/7 Pens versus Caps?
Went by way too quick.
Yeah, that should have been at least 8 or 10 weeks of that. I ended they kill me when I say this, but I ended up kind of liking Crosby after that. Did you?
Yeah.
He came across like more of a regular guy and not such a baby like we've all
and
heard over the years.
That was the worst thing that ever, with like free agency and all the players bonded against the owners. That's what killed so many rivalries, because then you hung out with the other person,
Right.
Yeah, he's not that bad.
Right. Yeah, I kind of ended up liking Crosby and the Penguins in general.
Yeah, like
I like their
I
coach.
would hate Derek Jeter if I just always lived in Boston. But when I came down here and I actually was able to, see them every night, and then see interviews of him where it wasn't from a Boston perspective. You're just
Right.
like, yeah, he's kind of a
Right.
great player.
I'm not a Penguins fan, but I don't have a team right now. My fucking Islanders have been out of it for 2 months.
It's every year.
Yeah, but at least every year they make it look good. At this point in the season. In November, I
Islanders have like
knew
that
they didn't have a shot at the playoffs.
They
Not a
have like
shot.
that reverse trajectory where they came out of the gates as an expansion franchise, and they should what they're doing
They shot
now.
right to the top.
They should have done back then, and somehow they went right up. Yeah, they won.
I'm frustrated because I
4 in a
love
row.
hockey big time, and I'm lost. Yeah, I know they lost last night. I'm still taking a peek, but I'm not really watching the games.
Is anybody aware there's a very sexy lady in the room?
Hi, Stalker Patty.
A very sexy lady
Wow,
is
you're
walking
looking
the
like
room.
a grandma. What the Isn't she?
No.
You all right,
she looks
Patty?
good.
Are you
I like
sick?
her rock star boots.
Yes.
You sick, Patty?
No, I'm just nervous.
What does your sweater say?
I don't even
And who cares? There's a big coffee stain on the white thing. That's fine.
sit.
Wait, I'll let her try.
You don't know what is written on your own sweater.
No, I don't pay attention to that. I just put it on.
I like that.
It's a
I like that
Hollister
about you.
sweater.
Oh, it's Hollister?
Yeah. What's
'Cause
that little
she's
stain
their
on the front?
demographic.
It's a hostel. She stayed there last night, and they gave her a sweater.
Travis just had a very funny Hollister joke, I'm telling you right now.
What did you say?
Well, Hollister is for the
Let's
kids.
look at their catalog here.
Hollister is for the kids, and Patty's wearing one of the kids' sweaters.
I like the fact
Fits
that you have
me.
rock salt all over your boots. You're a mess today, Patty.
I don't care as long as I'm warm.
Atta girl.
All right, you're going to debate
That looks
gun
just
control.
like Patty.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the type of people or girls they want shopping at Hollister. Very young.
Well, I can't help my age.
Worst sound
I
ever.
noticed
Something that clear of the throat.
You've been all right, Patty? How were the holidays? Good?
Yeah, very good. Friends and everything. I was in one friend's house
Yeah.
on Christmas Eve, and another friend's house on Christmas Day, and I'm going to another friend's house tonight to visit him and their family.
Right. I didn't really need to know all that. Just needed to know it was
It more
okay.
sounds like, why don't you take her tonight?
Yeah.
I really want to chill.
Where's Oscar?
He's ready.
Nervous Oscar. Have you ever met Nervous Oscar, Bill?
No, I haven't.
So fucking
By the-
nice. And I
by the
love
way-
I've
this
never
guy.
met a person named Oscar.
No?
You're not missing anything.
Yeah, I just feel like Oscar Madison,
Oscar
the
Gamble.
Grouch,
Oscar Gamble.
Oscar Gamble. There you go. There's a good one.
The greatest afro ever to be in sports.
Oscar Robinson.
Oscar Robinson.
Yeah,
sure.
that's before my time.
Yes, Sam.
Oscar just told me that he's nervous today, and he never gets nervous.
He said that?
Yes.
All right, bring him in so Bill Burr can meet him.
You know what's good? Yeah, when you clear your throat, if you could just turn your head even more into the mic, that would be perfect.
Good morning.
This is Oscar, Bill.
Hey, Bill.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, pretty good, man. How you doing?
Are you auditioning for the voice of a cartoon character? Hey there, Yogi!
So how you guys doing? Good?
You got a nice shirt on yourself.
Oh,
Just,
thank you.
just ask her.
Yeah. It's like a lesbian thing. I don't know. It's...
Are you Canadian?
No, I'm Colombian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He definitely had that not within the border voice.
Oh, yeah.
Sam's telling me you're nervous today. Nervous Oscar.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean...
Your name is Nervous Oscar
Yeah,
on the
okay,
show,
yeah.
and you're trying to tell Sam you've never been nervous before until today.
Well,
You don't know why you're nervous?
I don't know,
Can
man.
I venture a guess? Because you're going to debate something and you're a blithering idiot.
Well, yeah. It's like this, man. I mean, I raked up a couple of what do you call it? Statistics and shit like that. But fuck it. I mean, I don't. Yeah, Evan, what are we doing now?
Who goes first?
Oscar, we were talking football. You care about the football games this weekend?
Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah. I'll just get drunk at the bar and watch a couple games.
Who's your team?
Well, I guess I'm gonna stick to the Jets for this weekend. See what happens. Most of my friends are Jets fans, so I've been drinking for like 2 weeks straight, man. So I'm just a little jittery. That's all. Well, because I have nothing to do. You know what I'm saying? At the house. Oh, well, I do work in the morning. So what the fuck am I? Anyways,
That's good.
fuck.
He's easy. All you got to do is just stare at him, and he just sort of
That's
goes off the road.
Collapses.
We're just
Wait.
listening to you, Oscar.
Yeah. You know, just to bring something up. A few years back, I sent you a message on MySpace. Yeah, and then you replied. You were cool about it. I went to Bananas the one weekend. It was probably 5 years, 6 years ago.
I'm not on. I was never on MySpace.
No, yes, you were.
No.
Oh, maybe somebody pretending to be you, maybe.
Or a different comic.
Yeah. No, it was definitely you. Yeah. But I mean, that weekend I was on horse tranquilizers, tranquilizers. Animals. Blue boy. Yeah. You ever done that stuff? No.
Wait, what?
No. It's, it's a friend of mine. He went and gave me this little bottle. So every time, to chill out, just, sniff this thing, and it'll just mellow you out. Yeah, but it's like it said animal tranquilizer on the back. Yeah, well, it's not like ether, I don't think. But anyway, so what happens is you take a sniff of that, right? And for like 20 seconds, you don't hear anything. All you hear is your heartbeat go like, boom, 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 boom. And then you just zone out.
This is what my first stand-up set sounded like.
Oh, shit, man. I'm flattered.
You just keep plowing ahead. Oh, here's another one.
Yeah.
Are you worried?
My dad was crazy.
Oh, shit.
Are you worried about the tranquilizers?
Oh, no, not at all.
You don't think you'll drop dead from that shit?
No, I'm still alive.
And how often do you do?
That was back in the day, with drug days.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not anymore. I don't do that shit. I just drink.
And a little.
Actually, fuck. This morning I had a horrible nosebleed. And I'm like, wait a second. And I'm like, no, but it can't be because of that. So I was like, what? Maybe it was the dryness in the room, because from the what do you call it? The venting system in the house. Keep the house warm.
Heat.
Yeah, the heat. That's it. Yeah. Okay, anyways, so how you guys doing? Fuck.
That was like $10,000 pyramid. Yes. The warming thing. Heat.
Things a junkie says.
2,500.
Awesome.
You couldn't come up with the word heat.
Yeah, that's it. I blacked out. So
it wasn't from this.
No, it wasn't from that.
Yeah.
Hell no. I've been drinking Molson, Canadian, like a lot, fucking lately.
Why are you drinking a lot? Just because you're
Said
bored?
He was Canadian.
Yeah. You're bored and you just don't have a job. So.
Well, no, I do have a job. It's just what happened. I'll get home and then like.
I tell Bill what you do. It's just so Bill knows you a little bit before the debate.
Before the debate, well, Bill, I'm a Montclair State University student. This will be my senior year. My last semester. I work for a little retail store, and I sell shit. People come in with problems, and I fix it. That's what I do. Yeah, but especially, travel wear, like luggage and shit like that. Fucking, yeah. I take care of people. I have a business card if you need one. You need help with anything.
You need a business card from Oscar?
No, I'm good.
Your luggage is
sure.
good? He's good with the luggage.
He actually sold Henry Lee Lucas the suitcase he carried his friend in.
Awesome, yeah. Okay. Woo!
And he drinks on the job, too. He admitted that last time, right?
Oh, well, after work, yeah. But it's still, yeah.
It's work.
Not during,
it's sort of during work, but you got your work day done, right?
Yeah, I get shit done, man.
How do you spell the word well?
Well?
Yeah. You keep saying whoa.
Oh, well. Whoa. Oh, I know, man. I don't know, man. It just, shit comes up and, I fucking blur it. I think I might have Tourette's, actually.
No, you don't.
No.
Okay. No, it's horse tranquilizers.
Yeah. Oh, well,
Cute alcoholism.
Right. Yeah. Okay,
and
man.
possibly a little fucking cocaine mixed
No.
in.
No, man. I don't swing that one anymore.
All right.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So, how you guys doing?
Good. We're gonna debate guns.
Oh shit, man.
Oh, we're here to discuss the pros and cons. I'm against gun control and he's for it.
What are you doing?
All right.
An opening statement.
We're going to spice it up.
That sounds like every class I failed.
Today, class, we're here to discuss.
We got this for everybody.
Live from the McGraw-Hill Building in New York City, it's the Opie and Anthony Idiot Debate. Tonight's debate, gun control. Arguing for gun control, a former Opie and Anthony intern whose enthusiasm for women, beer, and partial sentences can only be matched by his passion for non-violence. It's Oscar. And arguing against gun control, she's as conservative in her political views as she is with her pussy and anus. The vivacious Starbucks barista, Stalker Patty. And now, your moderators for this Battle of Twits.
All right. It's going to be terrific. So who starts with their opening statement? I guess Patty, because she decided.
Okay. I have some statistics backing up.
No. You got to start over.
And they should have 60 seconds. They should have 60 seconds.
I'm Patty, and explain your, are you for or
Okay.
against all that?
My name is Patty. I'm against the draconian laws regarding gun control, and have found that statistically speaking, it is safe to own a gun, and that the fears that people have are greatly exaggerated.
45 more seconds.
Okay.
And this is the opening statement. Don't go to your facts.
Okay. No, you.
No, you got 45 more
This
seconds.
is you, Patty.
So if you have to, just keep
Just add to what you said.
reiterating and just say the same horseshit over
Okay.
and over.
Well,
again.
I've uncovered some statistics that prove, according to actual people's studies, that there is less incidents of killing from guns than people actually believe, and that there are more incidents from other causes, and that the states with the loosest forms of gun control, where owning a gun is very
That's
easy
time.
to...
That's time. That's time.
Is it?
That's time.
All right, good. There's Oscar, your opening statement.
Well, hello, everybody. I'm going to start off.
Oscar.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Awesome. Cool. The United States, we understand that it's built on tradition.
Oscar.
Cool. Awesome. That's awesome. Yo, that's pretty cool. Anyways, so going back. All right. In the United States, we know we built on tradition. Wait. It's up?
Yeah,
that's it? Come
Very
on. I
good.
didn't even. Okay. It's built on tradition. I know passion, constitutional right. There we go. Anyways.
Go ahead, Oscar. Do your
All
All right, do it for real.
No, I'm just going to establish common ground. I do understand that guns here, it's traditional, it is constitutional, but I think we're past that. This is a new age, and I think we have to fix problems now so then our kids could live in a safer world. Thank you.
You still got more time.
Oh, more time. Okay, cool. So,
For the opening statement, don't give your
statement. I want my kids to live in a safe world. So that's why I'm here, supporting gun control.
You got like 40 seconds.
40, what? Yeah, that was like, okay, probably, damn, it's like, let's see, what else? Traditional.
Go with the kids' angle again.
What's up? Oh, yeah, and...
Oscar.
Awesome. Oh, I like that. What happened? I'm getting a puppy next week. I want my puppy to live in a good world, too. That's actually stupid. I don't know why I brought that up. Anyways, traditional, passion.
Okay, that's time.
Oh, good. Thank you. Thank God.
Okay.
What? You don't like this, Jimmy?
No, I'm just keep thinking of a fucking car tire going over that dog's head, and how much happier it will be.
All right, there is a myth that guns are dangerous when used for protection.
We didn't establish any rules.
What are the
But
rules?
the U.S. Justice...
Plowing through.
Stop plowing through. We'll get to you.
But,
Stalker Patty.
okay.
All right, hold on. What
Hold
are
on,
the
Patty.
rules of the idiot debate?
I believe Patty should have 1 minute to make a point, and then Oscar should get a 30-second rebuttal.
I like that.
Okay.
All right, Patty, what is your first point?
The first point is
Stalker Patty.
guns are dangerous when used for protection. However, the U.S. Bureau of Justice statistics show that they're the safest, most effective means of defense, and they result in fewer injuries to the defender than any other means of protection, and is safer than not resisting at all. There are 80 million gun owners in the U.S. There are 700,000 doctors. For all those 80 million people, only 1,500 occurred in an accidental death. But out of 700,000 doctors, 120,000 ended up in accidents with 171 dead. So there's a higher rate of doctors and hospitals killing you than a gun. And not only that, but England and Canada have the most draconian gun control laws in the world, and no citizen can carry a gun, but their home invasions are 4 times more.
Stalker.
Some good goddamn points.
Yeah, it really is some good points. I like the fact that you mentioned something like doctors. They always go for a really weird example.
Yeah.
Like, you're more likely to be killed by a yak. Somebody
A
had
soda
a yak.
machine. Yeah, or some weird.
No
right?
one, soda machines never fall on anybody. It happened once.
Oh, yeah, that's like that cigarette commercial. They talk about how a black mamba, one bite can kill a person, but cigarettes kill more people than a black mamba.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, of
'Cause,
course.
Yeah, all those fucking...
How many people are hiking in the
middle of Australia?
Yeah. Is that where you have to go? I don't even know.
You don't buy a box of black mambas.
I don't know where the black mamas hang out.
Asteroid can kill the entire universe.
I was going to go with the Mojave Desert was my answer to where they live. Oscar, now you got to rebut that point. Some good knowledge coming out of Patty there.
30 seconds.
Well, I see.
Oscar.
He can't start a sentence without well.
Whoa. All right, well, Pat, I see what you're saying, but you, unfortunately, I mean, it's just numbers and you're throwing figures out there. You're trying to make this this point all elaborately interesting with all this stuff. But what I'm saying, let me ask you something. How many films have you seen with Chuck Norris when he didn't have a gun and he still kicked ass?
I don't really watch films.
Okay, what about Burt Reynolds?
Burt Reynolds? Yeah, I remember shows from the 60s.
Exactly. You need ninja skills. You don't need a gun. Somebody comes out in the alley, you swap the freaking gun out the hand and just kick ass. That's what you do. That's self-defense right there. You don't need guns.
Actually, there's a very low incidence of death regarding guns, and only 1% of guns are criminally used.
Let me tell you about a story about old people and why they should not have guns for self-defense purposes. Check it out. This old guy I know was a friend of a friend, fucking 89 years old, somebody gave him a puppy, goes take him for a walk, tangles on the little fucking leash, hits the freaking ground, breaks his freaking head open, takes him to the hospital, died 2 days later. Can you imagine if that guy had a gun? He could have killed that fucking puppy.
That's good!
Yeah!
Okay.
That's the rebuttal. Now what? Nervous Oscar makes...
Now Oscar gets to make a 1 minute point.
That was great to mention two guys that haven't done like a relevant movie since 1988.
I know.
Too. Just, come on, Shark Machine.
I like when she said, I don't watch movies, and then he names movie stars.
Yeah, Burt Reynolds.
Burt Lancaster.
Patty, you don't watch movies at all? What was the last movie you saw?
Well, first of all, I have to rent my movies because I don't have TV right now. So I go to Blockbuster Video and I watch Human Interest and Drama.
Wait, how do you watch them? What do you bring them home and hold them up in front of the light?
I have a DVD player I got as a present from
Where is
somebody
the
for my
human
birthday.
interest and drama section?
Yeah, where is that?
And then I like.
Human interest
well, right now I'm into
drama?
the old. Right now I'm into the history of England. I'm watching all
what
the
a
Queen
bore
Elizabeth
fest.
movies.
Oh.
No,
Dyke you are.
anything but. They're really good movies.
They're not good movies.
Well,
Why not a movie? What was the last movie you went to?
The Passion.
Oh, the Christ?
Yeah,
You're
and
a
I
drag.
could never watch that a second time
Why?
Sick
Are we getting a little damp?
because it was kind of sad. But it does depict what they
He got
think
the
is
shit
a
beat out of him
realistic.
for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they depict that as more realistic than what the pretty the
That was
pictures
6 years
they-
ago, Patty.
I
You
know.
haven't been to a movie in 6 years?
Yeah.
I didn't know this about Patty after all these years. She
actually,
doesn't go to movies.
The last movie I went to was Benjamin Button.
Did you?
Yes, and I've seen that movie about
Did
5
you play
times.
the part of the baby?
Very funny.
Well, that's why I said it.
Yeah.
All right, Oscar, it's time to make some kind of point.
All right, cool. All right. Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go.
All right, cool. All right, so...
Oscar.
Alrighty, so I know that some people use guns for recreational purpose, go out and hunting, right? So, I mean, yeah, it is fun fucking shooting a gun and feeling that power between your hands. But like my hunting, I do it at the supermarket. I go down there, I don't have to go kill a freaking cow with a gun. I have my steak there, and I get whatever I need, and I get freaking reward points at the AMP with my little swipe card. Actually, no, that's ShopRite. Fuck, it doesn't matter. Anyways, so, yeah, that's my point. So you don't need guns to go out hunting. I mean, you get your food at the supermarket, right? Let's see, yeah, so, what? Anyways, no, that was a good point, right? Valid? No?
Well, then
other people...
someone has to kill the cow.
Yeah, but they use,
They don't show up and hang themselves.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Actually, I have a friend of mine. He was at a slaughterhouse. Fucking guy fell over. Got electrocuted right in the fucking spot, man. Got fucking, yeah. Well, they used electrocution as a method of, and then they cut open the throat. Actually. Oh, actually, that was Faces of Death. Have you guys seen that? Faces of Death? No? Yeah. You ever seen that? No. Fucking, yeah. They put the cow through the fucking thing.
I think I'm watching a scene from it right now.
Yeah.
Wait,
That's
so
fucking scary.
what about the people that go to ranges and shoot at targets and?
Oh, it's fun. I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, no. Well, okay. For instance, let's see if we see people are clumsy sometimes, man. They could,
Did you make a point?
Did I? No.
What? Summarize your point so Patty has something to go with.
Oh, okay, all right, check it out. Fucking having guns is like having a large. Oh no, yeah, that one. All right, cool. Well, see, owning guns is dangerous. It's like having a huge penis. You could really cause somebody some damage. And actually, I was just doing research. They have like vaginal surgical procedures that can stitch you back up in case it's a little too loose. And yeah. Anyways, well, what were we saying?
All right, Patty.
Yeah. Go.
You want to rebut that?
Yeah. Okay. In regard to hunting, you have to control animal populations in the United States that might be running rampant, like deer. That's why they declare a hunting season, to control the animal population, or they'll spread disease and get into your yards and eat your crops, That's one thing. And the second thing is with Washington, D.C., with guns being danger, and they have the draconian control over there. For every 227 people out of 100,000, that's how many people get killed by guns. It's 20 times the national average. So if gun was so control over there, why is their murder rate more than 20 times the national U.S.? Average. In the U.S. as a whole, homicidal rates are only 7 per 100,000. And the states with the loosest gun control have the lowest rate of killings with guns. With North Dakota, only 1.1%. Maine, only 1.2% of the population. South
I see
Dakota,
what you're
only
saying.
1.7%.
I see what you're trying to say.
Very low.
I see what
He's killing them.
Well, wait a second. All right. You're in a dark alley. Somebody pulls out a gun, and that rapist has a huge penis. What do you do?
Those guns.
And besides, you didn't even answer anything about my comment on the big penis. Hey, you guys.
We're not discussing penises here.
That was the example we used. This is a debate. We're supposed to.
Yeah, you didn't mention the big
well,
penis
only
thing,
1% of American gun stock is used criminally, and those are stolen and on the black market. And you take that out of the population, the incident in the United States is very low. And guns
There's no
don't
reason to shout,
cause
Patty.
death. It's poverty. It's lack of family function in the home. Those cause problems, not the guns themselves.
Oscar, you're getting your ass kicked. Let's go.
He's killing you.
You
got to freestyle at this point. Fuck your papers.
Yeah,
freestyle.
Fuck this, yeah.
What do you got?
All right.
Let it flow, man.
Let it flow.
Put
Let's
it down.
go.
There you
This
go.
is- we're nearing the end of the debate, and
Whoa.
she's kicking your ass with stats.
Well, it's it's hard for me. I don't like. She was talking, but I was just like listening to what she was saying.
But it's a debate. You got
I know. Well, it's just numbers.
They're numbers that have been proven.
Proven. Oh yeah. What? You're a PhD or something, or what?
No, I have names.
Well, you
Here, too.
certainly have the charisma of a.
Yeah, well, Joshua McCracken did a study.
Freaking boring doctor.
And he's the one that found out about the 80 million gun owners compared to 700,000
Who
doctors.
found that out? What was the name of the person?
Joshua McCracken has been cited for that. He did a study on that.
Wait, what? McCracken.
Marble columns.
All right, if I...
Not only that, but in 1994, they had... In 1990...
Wait, so if you had a gun right now and I attacked you, you would be able to use that weapon efficiently? And would you have the balls to just go and kill me right now if I went to attack you, huh?
If you attacked me, there would be, first of all, it would be used as a last resort, if anything else
Well, if I'm
failed.
horny and I'm a rapist,
You're going to keep walking.
Which is not likely to happen either. Do you know Florida issued 188,106 licenses in 94. You know how many innocent people were killed and injured?
No, I don't believe it.
0. And the odds were calculated that there's only 1 out of 26,000
Can you use a gun at Starbucks?
owners killing an innocent
Starbucks,
person.
they let you use a gun? What if somebody comes in and oh fuck, I was going the wrong way. Fuck. Ah shit.
You know, the
you just
FBI
change
has
sides?
said
Yeah,
that
I know, I did. Fuck, I just changed
FBI
sides.
data has proven homicidal rates have been declining
All right,
for
Patty.
decades.
You got to wrap up there, Oscar.
Okay.
What do you think?
God, that
Everything
voice.
she's saying. You got. Don't say a word, Patty. Let Oscar try to come up with something here as sort of a final statement thing.
All right. Well, I'm going to refer to this movie, Fast Times at Richmond High. You saw the last scene where, what's the guy who throws the coffee pot into the guy?
Marv.
Anson
Yeah.
Williams.
Yep.
Alrighty. And then Sean Penn comes out of the bathroom. He's like, awesome, right? He used the coffee pot. See? He didn't have a gun.
It's only a movie and a script and
Wait,
imagination.
Haven't you learned anything
It's
from
not
what
a
I've
human
said?
interest or drama.
Right.
Alrighty. Hear this out. When I was 17, I was at this bar, right?
It was a very good year.
Alrighty. Well, somebody pulls out a gun and shuts it in the air and kills this little girl. She
In
was
a
holding,
bar?
Yeah. She was holding the cat.
Well, how did he kill her in the air?
In
Was
a
she on the
bar.
fucking ceiling
No,
fan?
the club was
Cat in a bar.
the clubs was outside. It was outside. We were outside the bar club. So what happened was that the gun fired and kills the cat and the girl. I don't care about the cats. 'Cause I don't like cats. But I mean, think about that little
Wait,
girl.
he fired it in the air?
Yeah. Oh, she was on the second floor. Anyways, what would you say to that little girl?
Get a basement apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
Patty?
Well, first of all, the incident of that happening is very low, and second of all, it's unfortunate that
Wait,
happened.
how do you know that? You like Superman? You
What
couldn't be there to
country
prevent
was
it?
this in?
What?
What country was this in?
Oh, it was in Long Island.
Long Island?
Yeah.
We got to wrap up this mess.
Yeah, I know. Fuck.
Patty,
Well,
final statement.
All I could say is that owning a gun is not the cause of crime in America. It's the person that's behind the gun. When you check for gun ownership in an application, the rules are very stringent. You know, that guy that shot those people over there, you know, he
very specific.
he actually walked into a store and they did not do their job and check. If they had seen his mental illness, that would have deterred him from getting a gun in the first place.
I heard they did check, but it didn't come up on his record.
Well, he withheld information, which is also against the law, and they found that out later.
Yeah, I know. I was
And
just correcting
that's
you.
one of the points when you're applying for a
Well,
gun.
most psychos
you
are
cannot withhold
law-abiding, which is
information.
But in this case, he wasn't.
How come you have such big hands? I didn't realize what big mitts you had.
Me?
Starker Patty?
Yeah, big man hands.
Well, I got piano hands. That's what they call me.
Oh, really? You play the piano?
Piano hands?
Just by ear, not that well.
Oh, wow.
All right, and Oscar, just to wrap it up, your final
How
statement.
could none of us have anything funny from piano hands? We all just sat there and let it lay.
I don't know.
All right, 24% of all violent crimes, people have used guns, right? You take those guns from the street, that's 24% less.
There you go.
There we go. Thank you very much.
All right. Nervous Oscar and Stalker Patty. Our first idiots debate. Did that go well, Jimmy?
I would say that Patty wiped the floor with them.
Yeah, Oscar, you're disappointed.
She massacred you.
Well, there's no charisma. I didn't see charisma.
No, she's a fucking
Wait,
complete
charisma wins
dud.
debates, right?
She's a fucking seashell, but it doesn't matter.
She ate you alive.
She came at you with her fucking horrible voice and facts.
And you
Like argued with a fucking with an operator.
Well, I have to be honest. Every time I try to do like freaking research on this, I was doing it when I was drunk, so I would just lose interest and skip right to the porn site. So that's why.
All right. Well,
I will admit, I was kind of semi-prepared.
You were completely unprepared.
Yeah, cool.
Patty and her little fucking herpes sore on her lip were 100% prepared.
It took me 3 days to prepare this. I spent about 4 hours
It's a dumb
of the
bit to kill 10 minutes. What are you doing?
She cared about it. She was good.
No,
Yeah.
Patty.
You were very good.
Patty had some knowledge, whether you agree or disagree. She was well researched.
Excellent job, Patty.
All right, Patty. Maybe we'll talk to you after Stacey Keach. We got to take a break. Stacey Keach will be on the show next.
Is he here? Oh, good.
I believe so. And then a little later, hopefully Chris Russo, if he's done dropping off his kids. Bill Burr's here. Are you promoting anything else, Bill, besides not the
yeah,
AC show?
I
Because that's
got
sold
a
out.
gig in Terrytown and one out in Jersey at the Count Basie Theater on
Where do they go?
When do you get to Count
BillBurr.com?
Basie?
February. You know what? That'll be our teaser for after the break.
All right.
Go to Bill Burr's website.
Wait, there it is.
BillBurr.com, right?
February 18th, I'm going to be at the Count Basie Theater in Red Bank, New Jersey, and on, and I know I have one in on the 17th, the Terrytown Music Hall, Terrytown,
Okay.
New York.
And, of course, the Monday morning podcast, which a lot of people are loving.
Yeah, the Monday morning podcast.
You having
yes.
fun doing that?
Oh, yeah, having a great time.
Awesome. More with Bill Burr. Stay there. Let's bring in Stacey Keach.
I like
Freaking
that.
legend, man.
I like the way Travis jumped.
Yeah, I like
when
that.
you said something, Travis jumped.
It's nice to see.
And that should be the reaction around here.
The great Stacey Keach. How are you, sir? Opie, Bill Burr, Jim Norton.
How are you?
Of course,
Take a
here to
seat,
promote Lights Out Tuesdays at 10 p.m. on FX.
Yeah.
And other things.
Another thing.
I hear there's. I think he's in a play. Roland was just telling me, right?
What's that?
Are you in a play as well?
I'm doing a play at Lincoln Center.
and it's
yeah.
getting amazing reviews.
Well, that's always good.
Nice.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
It's called Other Desert Cities, a new play by John Robin Bates, and we're playing it over at the Mitzi Newhouse Theater. Wonderful cast: Stockard Channing, Linda Lavin, Elizabeth Marvel, and wonderful young actor named Tom Sadowski.
And what's it about?
Well, it's about a family living in 2004. It takes place in 2004 in Palm Springs, and a Republican family whose daughter has come back to announce that she's written a book about a very tragic incident that happened in their lives 28 years earlier when their eldest son rebelled against all the Republican family values. He was a liberal and went out, bombed a Marine recruiting station, killed a man, and then presumably committed suicide. And the daughter has come back to Palm Springs to announce that she's written a novel or a memoir about this situation, and of course puts the family into an uproar.
So the play is a comedy.
Yeah, very light. Very light stuff, light fare.
Light
But I'll tell you
comedy.
something, there's a lot of funny stuff in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you find as an actor, because you're obviously a complete veteran, do you find like we just talked about acting, and it's very difficult to do, and theater acting just seems harder to project without acting like you're yelling?
Well, that's a very good point. But another thing that people think about the theater is that how can you do the same thing over and over again, 8 times a week, And generally speaking, what people don't understand is that it's always a new experience. It's always very much a now kind of experience, and it depends on the audience, and it also depends on the other actors. And this particular play is like a little bit like a jazz fugue, where everybody has their solo, everybody plays their riff, and Robbie Bates has done, I think, a miraculous job with the writing. But it depends on the size of the theater. The Mitzi Newhouse is very small, so when you're there, you feel like you're in the living room with these people. But I played venues with 2,500 seats, and that's, you do have to start shouting in order to get heard. Because
What's the worst experience you've had, like doing a play? As far as, did you ever just completely forget your lines, or be in a scene with another actor who just completely spaced and you had to wing it?
Exactly. Oh, I've had that experience. Yeah, I've also had the experience where I actually, in fact, it was my Broadway debut many, many, many years ago, where I was riding this imaginary horse, and it was a horse that it was. I had reined. I could control the horse's head. It was made out of, some material. It was. And I was so nervous. I got on stage and I pulled the reins back on the horse's head, and the neck snapped. And I had to get out of this costume and pick the horse up. And ad lib the whole first.
Now, was the crowd laughing at that point?
They thought it was part of the show. They didn't
You
know.
played it off well.
Well, I guess so, because somebody came back a couple weeks later and said, "What happened to that wonderful moment when you broke the horse's neck?" Oh God! But I've had experiences also with people. You know, they just go completely up. You look in their eyes, and you know they don't know what the next line is. They have no idea what's.
So
going
what
on.
happens on the next performance when you've completely lost faith in that actor? Where you're just like, oh God, this guy's going to leave me hanging again?
No, you don't lose faith. You just, you make sure that you sort of rehearse it a little bit more before you go on that night.
Yeah, but they must see the fear in your eyes or the anger or something like. Let's go, buddy.
I think generally speaking, when people go up like that, they're in such a state they don't really know what to do. So one time I remember a story that a very good friend of mine told. It said he began to announce to the audience, "Now what happens here is." Because the actor who went up, he just left the stage. He walked right off the stage. He just disappeared. So he left the actor hanging out there, and he had to just,
Now that has to be like the equivalent to war. That's like leaving your platoon. I mean, that's got to be unforgivable.
Unforgivable. No, you can't do that. You got to stay there. You have to muscle
through. Did you guys like beat him with your scripts afterwards?
Beat you, damn it! Learn your lines.
What do you do though when that's a great question. Like when that's happening, how do you hint to the guy what he's supposed to? How do you get him to his line?
Well, if you know that's one of the reasons why it's important. I think sometimes for an actor to know the other person's line just as well they know their own. Because he said, "Do you mean that you need to go and see the doctor tomorrow?"
Plot point.
Yeah.
You could do their line. Yeah. That's a lot of remembering. I just want to remember my lines.
That's what.
That seems like a nightmare to know everyone's lines in a play.
It is.
It is.
Yeah. No. You don't. It's hard enough to learn your own line.
When you get a new script, are you just so? What goes through your head? Like, I gotta freaking memorize all this
stuff?
Well,
I always think it's important, if you can do it, to memorize the script before you go to rehearsal, before you get into rehearsal, before the first day of rehearsal. Because if you don't know the music, you don't know how to play the notes. I mean, you got to know the notes. You got to know what's going on. You got to know what those, because you can't really start to work and start to act until it becomes part of you.
Sure.
And a lot of actors wait until they know what the blocking is, the staging, before they start memorizing it. I think it's dicey. Everybody works differently.
What is just to interrupt you here, because that's an interesting point. Like Brando would learn the lines. Like when they were like, "All right, rolling," like that's when he would start looking at his lines, like while they were on the wall in front of him, and he wanted it to be spontaneous.
Well, as he got older, he had problems.
Did he want it to be? Was he lazy?
No.
Probably spontaneous. He's a weird guy.
You think?
Yeah, he was a great, one of our greatest actors ever. I mean, but he used to literally have lines plastered on the other actor's forehead, so when the camera was on him, he'd be looking at the actor, but he'd be reading the lines on the forehead.
Wow.
How humiliating for the other actor. I'd be like, yeah, dude, I get you, Brando.
If you're working with Marlon Brando, I don't think it's,
Did you ever get a chance? Did you ever get a chance to work with him?
I never had a chance to work. I met him and I spoke with him, but I never had a chance. That's when I would have loved that.
Were you ever intimidated working with somebody else, like somebody that you had liked, or somebody who you just admired that you finally were doing a scene with, and you were?
Well, I had the great privilege of working with George C. Scott in a movie called The New Centurion years ago. It was a cop movie, and he had just done Patton, and he was hot.
Right.
And he was a wonderful, wonderful man, and he was a theater actor too. I mean, he was a real actor, but nevertheless he had a temper. And I'll never forget, we were shooting a night scene in Los Angeles, and we drove up to this grocery store in the scene, and there were a lot of people standing around because they knew George C. Scott was there. And he got out of the car, and everybody started, "Yeah, me! Hey, there's Patton! There's Patton!" And he stopped. He looked. He says, "I'm not Patton. I'm George C. Scott." He didn't like being identified with the character. He didn't, and I was surprised by it. But I also understand it. Having done a few characters myself over the years,
What's the character people yell at you the most?
Well, when I go into airports, sometimes people say, "Oh, didn't you used to be Mike Hammer, or didn't you used to be the warden on Prison Break?" Mm-hmm. The other day, somebody came and said, "Didn't you used to be Stacy Keach?"
Talking to Mike Hammer right now.
That's what I love the 80s. You can't have a character named Mike Hammer anymore.
No.
It's just...
That's a porn name
That's a
now.
great name.
It's a porn name?
You didn't have to know what the show was about. You just knew that guy didn't take any crap.
no kidding.
Mike Hammer.
Yeah.
Watch out for Mike Hammer.
Yeah, Mike Hammer is a man's man no matter what he does for a living.
Now, Mike Hammer's still alive, too. We just did a radio novel, 2.5 hours, on radio. It's a CD. It'll be out in March. It's called Encore for Murder. It's like a book on tape, but it's done in a radio show format with other actors playing the other characters and with all the Foley, footsteps and gunshots, and it's pretty good.
You're also getting props for being Christopher Titus's dad. I did not see
Titus.
Yeah, you were on Titus.
Yeah, Titus.
A lot of people loved you on Titus.
That was
said
a
you were
great
hilarious.
show. Oh, I love that show. I love Christopher too. I mean, I think he's one of the great comedians. And,
Yeah.
And the show was fabulous. It was,
Yeah, a lot of people are saying, don't forget to mention Titus.
Okay, good.
Yeah, but we haven't even talked about the new project, Lights Out.
Lights Out.
Tuesdays at 10 p.m. on FX.
Tuesdays at 10. That's our news time slot. Yeah, we're very excited about
Jimmy's
it.
seen the first 3 episodes so far.
Yeah, I saw the first 3.
What do you think?
Great. I mean, I didn't know what it was. I thought it was, because sometimes Roland will give us the disc.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a sitcom. And I'm like, Stacey, he's like, all right. And then I watched when it was an hour-long drama on FX.
Right.
And the opening scene in the pilot it's a brutalized boxer. He's just, he's been through a fight.
Right.
And he's bleeding, and I thought it was you at first. I'm like, wow, fucking Stacey looks great, but it was obviously not you. You'd play his father. I felt like a complete asshole, and I probably shouldn't have shared that with you. I just humiliated everybody in the room.
Makeup.
But no, it's a great story of a guy whose fighting career is over.
Right.
And Stacey plays the father, who's also a trainer, and they own a gym.
Right.
And the guy from The Wire who Pablo, I don't know his last name.
Schreiber.
Pablo Schreiber from The Wire.
Yeah.
Plays his other son, who's kind of the guy managing the gym, and it's the 2 brothers and the father, and the things they have to do to make ends meet, because apparently the finances have run out.
Right.
And it's really, really an interesting story.
Yeah, he was my eldest son, played by Holt McCallany, he was the ex-world heavyweight champion, and he lost his title. And now he's on the comeback trail to try and regain his title. And one of the reasons he lost his title it has something to do with my character, because he was ahead on points in the fight, but he had a big gash under his left eye. And I advised him, I said, stay away, you're ahead on points, don't blow it. And then the other guy came forward and started to score points, and he lost the title. So there's a certain amount of complicity that Dad has to live with and deal with, and retraining this guy to get him back ready, get him ready for the ring, and get him ready for a rematch with Death Row Reynolds.
Do you, when you go into a role like that, do you create a backstory or do you just kind of do it as it comes along? Like they say when you're creating a character that like Meryl Streep will create like a backstory or have secrets. You do that?
Yeah. You have to sit down and sort of write a biography, basically, of the character, and use your imagination. Or you can talk with the writer and with the director, and sort of it's a collaborative effort where you develop the what happened, where'd this guy come from, and I think it's important for actors. Most actors do that. Good actors do that almost every character they play.
And how many episodes is this? Because they gave us 5, and I watched the first 3.
13.
Oh, it's a full. Okay, it's a
full. Yeah. It's 13, and I think that one of the good things that FX did was they gave a lot of people the benefit of seeing all the shows before they wrote the reviews, and I think I think that's a very smart thing to do, because then you get a sense of the whole picture, the whole.
Instead of just writing a review after seeing one episode.
Yeah, exactly.
That is smart.
Yeah.
And the reviews are really good on this. FX is they're doing some good things.
Yeah, and that's also like that vote of confidence, 13 episodes. They don't really do that nowadays. It just seems like they give you like 2 episodes.
Yeah.
You try to see if you can have a hit, stand out in those 600 channels. I mean,
I know,
you've actually
it's tough.
seen like how much like it's like. What was it like being on TV? Or something like I would just think when there was only 3 networks.
Right.
If you were on something, did you feel like that? Just walking around, you could tell people were watching the shows.
It was
more?
a whole different world in those days. I mean, when we did the original Mike Hammer. I think Fox was in the picture at that point, but even earlier than that, I did a show in the '70s called Carib, which was like a precursor to Miami Vice, black cop, white cop situation, living out of Miami. And we only did 13 shows. It was a Quinn Martin show, and there was only 3 networks at that time. But there were no reality shows in those days. And there was a lot more drama, a lot more comedy. There was a lot more action for actors. Now, with reality shows and real people taking over.
That's brutal.
You know, it is. It's hard. It makes it a lot tougher because they're not, you know.
May God bless him, but I got to admit, when you sit there as actually, as a performer and you watch like Snooki doing panel on the Tonight Show, you're just sitting there going like, good
really?
Lord, what do I got to do? That's what I had to do.
Obviously, you got to funnel a lot of alcohol into your
mouth.
mouth.
Be a skank. That's what I got to do.
Everything in sight, and then you get to sit on the couch. It is crazy. I feel bad for you guys.
TV has done it to themselves in a way because, first of all, there's so many channels.
I think they got lazy though too, Jimmy.
Very lazy.
It's
the
so
writing.
much easier and
It's
so much
economics.
cheaper just to throw a bunch of young, good-looking people in a house and film their shit.
I like how they're running out of dramatic jobs to make shows about. So now they got like a show like this guy, he makes cakes. And they're trying to make, we got to make this cake by Thursday. I don't have the frosting. What do you mean you don't have the frosting? And then they cut to the guy going, so Mike was mad we didn't have the frosting. It's like, dude, there is nothing going on here. This is a half hour of shit.
I would understand 1 hour of that, but he's up to, I think, his 3rd or 4th season, still just making cakes.
Still making cakes?
Oh, I guarantee you somebody cries at some point.
It's Stacy. Don't watch Cake Boss.
I won't.
You'll jump out of a window.
Well, yeah.
I
generally speak, I watch sports and news.
What do you got with sports?
Well, we got a big weekend coming up.
Yeah. Who's your team?
Jets.
Right on. You're a New York guy.
I am, absolutely. But it's going to be a tough game.
Well, he's a Pats fan right there.
Yeah.
Big
tough
Pats
game.
fan.
We've gone 1-1 this year.
I know.
That's why I don't like I was saying that all that trash talking is stupid because it's actually going to be a great game.
I think it's going to be a great game. I think they're going to cover, too. I think the Jets will cover.
Well, what's the spread?
8.5?
I think it's going to be a close game.
Got some action on the game.
It's going to be a close game.
8.5. Yeah.
A lot of action on the game, Stacy, or just fooling around a little bit?
No, I'm a low roller.
Low roller,
$10,
$20.
$20.
Oh, okay.
Just for fun.
Yeah.
What part of New York are you from?
I'm not from New York. No, I'm living in New York now.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm doing this show. But and we shoot Lights Out here in New York. We shot it over in Astoria.
At Silver Cup?
No, Hellgate Studios.
Hellgates.
But and if we get picked up for a second season, or I should say, when we get picked up for a second season,
go.
Good for you.
I think we're going to we may move to Silver Cup. I've been told that. I don't know.
Where did you? Where were you living in L.A. before you got the series?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, but I lived in New York years ago. And I lived all over New York. I lived in the Village. I lived in the Upper West Side, various places. I'm very happy to be back. I really am. It's been a while. And
you picked a really bad winter.
Well, not as bad as last winter.
We're up there already.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Oh well.
It's cold out there.
It's cold. No, there's
a lot of snow.
But no, they totally overhyped the snow.
Yeah.
Like people going out buying all that food. It's like you can live 40 days without food as long as you have water. So you got the snow.
Yeah.
You can eat the snow. You're going to be fine. There's going to be 8 inches of snow. It's like, wow, that's almost up to my calf.
I don't get that.
How will I ever go out and get some chicken?
I don't get the people that have to go to the grocery stores and
it's all fatties.
It's so weird.
It's that one night where they don't feel guilty for throwing all that stuff down their throat.
Good theory.
Yeah.
Very good
they
theory.
stock it up, and then it's like, well, we don't want this food to go bad.
Right.
No.
They're making chocolate-covered chicken.
I like it.
Yeah.
It says here, this is one of the first questions I wanted to ask you, but didn't. You're one of a really acknowledged Shakespearean actor. I couldn't do Shakespeare.
Have you ever tried it?
Just in moments.
All right, here we go. To be or not to be. Go ahead, try it.
Come on, Jimmy. You can do this. Let's go.
Go, Jimmy.
To be or not to be.
Very good.
Wow. Thank you. He's a great actor because he just lied saying that was good, and we all believed him.
No, but I like truly well-trained actors, Shakespearean actors. They have that you have that. I can't. I'm trying to give you a compliment here.
Yeah.
That tone in your voice, that relaxed. You're sitting here, but you just feel like you could project all the way to the back of the theater. Like there's a few guys. I remember I seen like Kelsey Grammer.
Kelsey's great.
Yeah, Kelsey has that, he's Shakespearean trained. Like, you guys are like the real actors as opposed to, have you checked out my IMDb page?
Stacey, what is it about Shakespeare? I don't get it, and it seems like a lot of people don't get it. It seems like a niche thing in this day and age.
It is. And it has always been, I think, in this country. Well, except, not in the 19th century, obviously, but Shakespeare for me, it's like climbing mountains. It's like they're big challenges and great parts and great plays. I mean, Al's doing Merchant of Venice right now on Broadway and having a great success with it. He's a wonderful actor, and Shakespeare is like the quintessence. If you can do Shakespeare, it's like they say in the theater. You can do just about anything.
Could they change it so we can understand it?
Well, I think
that was my biggest problem reading that in school.
Reading it is a whole different thing. And generally speaking, you got bad teachers. You get
probably.
Yeah,
probably.
But if you had a good teacher, or if you go and see a good show that's well done, you should be able to understand it without any problem. There shouldn't be any difficulty, and I think that's true of the current production of Merchant of Venice that's on Broadway. I really do.
It's actually true, because if you watch like Telemundo, if you really sit there, you can figure out what's going on after a minute.
Body language.
Yeah, somebody's yelling.
Yeah, a lot of yelling going on.
There was
big boobies too.
Whenever you watch like Shakespeare, British actors,
there's a lot.
British actors sometimes just kind of deliver it very politely. And then I saw Brando do it. I want to say it was Spartacus.
No, it was Julius Caesar.
Oh, Julius Caesar, where he's kind of like eulogizing Caesar in front of this giant audience. It's like an 11-minute monologue.
Yeah.
And he really fucking...
I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's awesome. Jesus. That was awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
But he believes everything he's saying, and he's not doing it he's doing it the way you would actually feel emotion. It was like that's the first guy I've ever seen actually do Shakespeare, where you can that is really interesting to watch, and you kind of do pick up what's happening.
The trick with Shakespeare is always been is to make it sound like a contemporary language. So it's totally understandable. Yeah. That's the trick in doing it, and doing it right. I mean, and doing it for a modern audience. In America, we don't have much of a tradition of Shakespeare, and that's one of the problems, I mean, except in certain places, like in the Shakespeare Theater in Washington, D.C., which is a great venue, and I've been a lot of shows down there. And one of the greatest training grounds in America is the Oregon Shakespeare Festival in Ashland, Oregon, for young actors. And it's, you're right, it's a niche thing in a lot of ways, but I think when it's done well, I think it's very well appreciated by, and as I think Merchant is proving.
By the way, no disrespect, sir. I just never.
No. I hear you. No, I understand. And a lot of people.
I drive
because I think most kids particularly are not given the opportunity to learn it from good teachers.
Did you ever get to do like Hawaii Five-0 or any like classic TV show?
Love
Dragnet?
Boat.
Yeah.
Happy Days.
Well, I was doing Mike Hammer in those days, Mike Hammer.
What years was Mike Hammer?
82 to 85.
Yeah, but that was when you made it. You were already like established. Like,
because I'd done movies before that.
Yeah, but when
I didn't do any of those shows at that particular point. In later years, I've done a lot of guest shots.
What was Cavalcade? That wasn't the Gleason one, was it? Because he had a show called Cavalcade, I think, or was on one. The Honeymooners, I think. You wasn't that one of your first shows? Was Cavalcade a series in the 50s?
No. It could have been my dad. Because my dad's name was Stacy Keach, and I was Stacy Keach Jr., and then my dad went to Stacy Keach Sr.
When did you start acting? Like, when did your career kind of...
The first thing I did was about 1962.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that must have been your dad.
Yeah.
All right, could we have...
So none of those classic 60s Hogan's Heroes? You never did any of those? You went straight to movies?
I was in movies in those days.
And that was back then. If you were a movie guy, you were a movie guy.
That's right. And it was like you didn't want to do television. In fact, I mean, you wanted to stay in movies.
So how did you do that? Did that take like some sort of like inner strength where your agent was calling you with TV stuff and you were just like, no, I'm not doing it?
Until the phone didn't ring and I wasn't getting any movie offers, and then they called and said, you've been offered a series called Carib.
And you're like, I'll do it.
Yeah, I'll do it. I did it. Yeah.
Did you like it?
I loved it, but America didn't like it too much. We did 13 episodes and it was down, but that was... that's what happens in an actor's life. I mean,
that's always a fun to be on a show that's kind of slowly sinking, and everybody's walking around with their resume under their arm, but they try to keep the performers happy. Like, no, everything's great. Everything's great.
Yeah, no, it's no good. No fun.
How horrible is it when you're at a... Because I've been to a movie premiere that I was in. It's one of the worst films ever done, and it was like a real low-grade movie. And just to watch at a premiere, what a terrible movie you're in is humiliating.
When you see yourself in a bad movie.
Oh, I stunk. The script stunk. Everything stunk.
You just knew it was a bad movie.
Everything stunk.
You know when it's a bad movie, right, Stacey?
You don't necessarily until you
See it, see the final product.
Yeah, because sometimes when you're making it, you think, "Oh, this is going to be great."
Yeah, yeah.
You know? I made a movie years ago called Doc. It was about Doc Holliday, and I did it with Faye Dunaway and Harris Yulin, and Frank Perry directed it. And we thought this was going to be, you know, it was a big studio movie.
Were you thinking Oscar?
Well, no. You're just hoping that people would come see it. Yeah,
right.
It's a good solid movie. And I'll never forget, we went to that opening night screening, and we were sitting in that seat looking at this thing and sinking lower and lower. Every scene was, you know, we knew.
It stunk.
It stunk.
If I'm ever in that position, if I ever have to do I would wave, say hello, I'd walk into the theater and right out the back. There's no way I would ever sit and watch myself.
I don't know.
No way.
I don't know if you want to answer this, but who do you blame? Because when you're in
you
the moment,
blame yourself for taking
but you're
the
in
job.
but you're in the moment. You're thinking, I'm right. My performance is good, and you know.
No, I didn't think my performance was good.
Oh,
really?
When you saw it,
no,
okay.
I didn't.
Well, that's pretty honest. I don't think most actors would say that.
Well, no, I didn't
They'd,
like myself.
They'd blame
at
the
all.
director or something. You
I
know?
was gonna say,
editor.
yeah, have you
Or
ever
the key
felt
grip
like,
guy.
Have you ever
find somebody?
You ever feel like you delivered a great performance and then you go and you look at the editing and you look at the takes and you're just like, what is this guy doing to me? Because I feel like
exactly.
they can take a great performance and knock it down a few notches. Or if you did,
it's one of the reasons why I don't go and see my own stuff anymore. I really don't I don't like to see myself because of that very experience. A lot of times when I was as a young actor, I would scientifically and methodically say, I'm going to put this piece together with this piece and this piece of behavior with this piece of behavior, and I had it all worked out. So, and I went to the director and I said, I love take two. Can you use take two and not take three or not take one? And he would say yes. And I go and see the final film, and nothing that I did was there. I was all different, completely changed. And I realized that that's the prerogative of the director and the editor and the producer. There's nothing the actor can do to control that. So the only thing we as actors can control in the movie business is what you put down while you're shooting. The behavior that you express, that expression is all you can do. And the way it's manipulated and put together with other actors and other scenes is not out. You have no control over that. So I don't like to go and see it. And I'm happy with the process. I'm happy with the process, not the result. That's what.
Have you seen the new show? Have you seen Lights Out?
I've seen pieces of it. Yeah, I like it. I think it's terrific. Yeah.
It's very well acted. The relationships are believable. It's not cheesy. It's not politically correct. It was such an odd moment. There's one scene where two guys are breaking into a car, and they're both black guys, and that's not a big deal. But in the way TV is done today, they always mix it up just so as not to, like, no matter how unrealistic it is. And it's just like these little things that were not PC in the show made me really like the show.
Good. Yeah, well, I hope you're not
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Tuesday night, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, well, I want to get that plug out. Lights Out Tuesdays at 10 on FX. So,
I want to do a project with Stacey Keach.
All right. What do you want to do? We'll do some Shakespeare.
I can't do Shakespeare. I don't know any lines.
No, I get it. Stacey teaches Jimmy Shakespeare.
And Jimmy can teach you
animate
Stacey.
We'll animate.
Jimmy can teach us.
I'm really not a good actor, and this is I tell every real actor that comes in here that my problem is that with my I don't know what to do with my hands when I act.
Just be yourself, man. Just be yourself. What you just said with your hands is perfect. You're just expressing yourself. That's it.
But as we're talking, I can do that because this is real life.
Because there's no piece of tape on the ground that tells you to stop and
right.
sit there.
But if somebody said action, my hands would just be stiff and really unrealistic, like a wooden puppet.
Well, the hardest thing to do is to make that transition. You said this is real life. When you're acting, it is real life. But an actor doesn't. I mean, it takes years of experience to know how to. You're playing another character. But when that moment comes up, it's real life. You're just being.
Are you really listening when another actor's talking in a scene? Have you heard the line 50 times?
You better be. Otherwise, it's going to be very obvious that you're not. It's not good. You have to. Listening is very important. Acting in movies particularly is reacting. It's not just saying words and running down the street and shooting guns, things like that. It's reacting. It's listening. Listening is really important part of not only acting but life. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So, all right, the Jets-Pats game. Tell me what's going to happen with this game, Stacey. Come on. Help me out. What do the Jets need to do in Foxborough to get this done?
Well, they've got to control Brady. I mean, they've just got to.
Billy is saying maybe eat the clock, do a lot of running.
Yeah, maybe so.
I
think the running game is going to be very strong. I think it's the defense. It's that defensive secondary. That's what we got to. That's what we got to worry about. I think big question in my mind is what the over and the under. What is it? You're like 45.
Hey, Stacey, you remember Jimmy the Greek, right?
44 and a
Wasn't he
half.
great?
44 and a
He used to
half.
do that.
44 and a half.
That's a tough number. Yeah, that's
Sure is. 45-3 last time. That was 48.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a shootout.
I don't know.
That's like how Jimmy the Greek used to
they're
talk
just gonna
about
pound it
games.
out. Yeah.
I'm taking the Lions with the points.
Yeah.
So you can't say that anymore. You gotta act like gambling.
He
doesn't
says he only has
exist.
a little action.
That's what I do.
Which means he probably has a
That's what I do.
Yeah.
For him, a little action. He has Stacy Keach money. He probably a little action for him is probably $20,000.
Well, he said 10 or 20.
Right. Yeah.
So now you're thinking 1,000 instead
Of course.
He's like,
He doesn't play games.
I wish. I got 2 kids in college. I can't mess around with that stuff. I'm a low roller.
All right, Stacey, we should get you out of here.
Yes,
man.
Hey, man, this is good.
This was great. We didn't even get to talk to you about Cheech and Chong. I remember you up in smoke. That's when I came to know Stacy Keach. People must still come up to you.
Yeah.
And quote that movie.
I love that movie. Yeah, that's what I love those guys too. I just think
they're great to us. They come in.
They're great.
Whenever they
and they're
can
back
and
together.
call.
I'm so happy. And there's a possibility they're gonna. There's another movie's in there.
Have you seen their stage show?
I not only saw it, I busted them. We were in Houston at I was doing Frost Nixon down there on the road, and they were doing their show in Houston, and I went over there as Stadenko and came on stage and busted them.
Wow.
That's
How
very
crazy
cool.
did the crowd go?
They loved. Oh, they went nuts. Yeah, they loved.
Who are you in Frost Nixon and the play, right?
I was Richard Nixon.
Wow.
Yes.
How was that playing? Is it harder to play a guy that everybody knows what he looks like and sounds like instead of creating somebody?
It is in a way, it is because you've got first of all, and a great actor, Frank Langella played him originally, and one of my buddies, and I didn't want to do anything that was like that. I wanted to create my own deal, but you still, you have to. There are certain things you have to do in order to be Nixon. There's a certain rhythm and there's a certain vocal there are mannerisms that you have to do, but beyond that, you've got to get beneath all those mannerisms and find out, where the core of the character lives in you. Where's the soul of that guy?
Did you like him or dislike him more?
I liked him
after playing him.
I liked him. It's a wonderful play. I mean, it really is a terrific piece of writing, and the director Michael Grandage had a very interesting concept about the nature of these interviews, because David Frost and Nixon, they were sort of, two peas in a pod looking for the same thing. One wanted to resuscitate his career. David Frost thought that he was going to suddenly, get out of the talk show rut and be considered, now he was going to be considered a serious journalist. And Nixon, of course, wanted to do the interviews in order to resuscitate his image, because he, after Watergate, and so the dynamic was fascinating.
And Nixon was much better than Frost thought he would be at talking his way out of things. I think right until the fourth and final.
So. Yeah, exactly. I think that's true. Yeah.
All right.
No, I love it.
All right, Stacey.
Let me lights out. It's Tuesday, 10 o'clock on FX. I wish I had seen more of them. The 3 I saw were excellent. It's a great story, and I really did. I liked it so much, and I'm very happy for you.
Thanks, Jimmy.
And the play. I might go see that play, too.
Yeah, come over and see us.
Should be around for a while, right?
In the end of February, we'll be showing over there.
And you should come back and we'll hang out some more.
That was our way of asking for comp tickets to the play.
Yeah.
Bunch of cheapskate radio people.
Yeah, Stacey, we don't pay for anything at this point in our career. So if you got a few free tickets, hopefully front and center, we'll be there for you.
All right, man.
Stacey Keach, everyone. All right. Weekend almost here. I got a mouthful of food. How cool was Stacey Keach?
He was really great, man.
I liked it.
He's just an old school guy. Bill raised a good point in the break about just talking to him about how you wanted to be guys like him.
Yeah, classic. I thought of a great question to ask after the interview was over. Like I was going to ask, like how back in the day, like his generation before were like guys, like all the movies back then, Dirty Dozen, Kelly's Heroes, TV shows like Kojak, SWAT. All those, right into the 80s, Vegas, all those shows, they showed guys.
Being guys.
Yeah.
Womanizing and drinking and...
You know, and a lot of the names were probably
Falcon punching people.
Yeah, they were awesome, and now they've been in like some of it. I guess is a little bit silly, like how like guys they were, but there's just been such an overcorrection. Where
The other
now,
way.
yeah, where
Great way
guys
to put
now
it.
are just like complete pussies.
Yeah, it would be nice if they went back that way slightly, right?
But it's because it's being written by different people too. Like back then, there were like older school guys who lived a life experience creating these people, and now it's a lot of it is younger guys who kind of grew up only on television. There's just a whole different generation creating characters, and it just seems like they're not like they used to be. I know I'm not saying much there, but so I should shut up.
That'll get us to 10, though. Keep talking.
But like no, Archie Bunker as a creation is a
my
lot
God, yeah.
deeper and more layered than anybody who's done a sitcom in the last X amount of years. I mean, save Taxi. I mean, you know,
Sure.
you look at the characters now; they're all just these fucking one-level guys who they give little fun things to. Like, look at this guy. He loves to, you know, hammer his nails into the wall. Like that's his thing to make him relatable.
And he gets a laugh doing it.
And then there's always just the random foreign guy from a country that kind of exists but doesn't really. You just go in there and you speak in some sort of. I guess they did that on Taxi, didn't they?
They did, but Kaufman was pretty brilliant, and it was also like we worked in the mid or early '80s. I mean,
I'm thinking like that dude on That 70s Show, which I never really watched, but every time I would flip through. Yeah, he was like, hey, we got to get out of this scene. How do we get out of this scene? Oh, I have the foreign guy, you know, say something about his pubes. and we're into commercial.
But then Kaufman would come in as Vic Ferrari, where he just lost his mind.
I'm a huge Kaufman fan, but fucking DeVito killed it on that show.
He's voted the best TV character in history. Was Louis De Palma.
Unbelievable.
What are your top 5 movie TV characters of all time?
Got to go DeVito and Taxi.
Louis De Palma.
I got one. If you
Hawkeye Pierce, Alda and Mash. Obviously, Carol O'Connor as Archie Bunker.
Absolutely.
And the other two, I would have to take a second to think about.
I got one. Mike Brady.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, the dad.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Only because I relate to his personal life.
You got 2, Bill.
I got Vinnie Barbarino. Dude, there's no way. To this day, if a comedian does a Vinnie Barbarino impression, that kills me. What I love about that is you see that's totally John Travolta. You can't write that.
Right.
And I'll tell you, even as much as people think it's funny, Henry Winkler playing the Fonz. Like, you watch that show, like, he saves that show. That show would have been like a season and a half, maybe. And like you just watched like the stuff that guy did. It's like none of that is on the script.
The last couple seasons were definitely rough to watch, but
and he was the mechanic shop teacher.
That was awful.
What killed it for me?
He grew the beard.
Did he?
Yeah, what killed it for me is when you started hearing real interviews and realizing he's such a nerd in real life. Henry
But that's
Winkler.
also what I like about it. When you talk about what a great actor he is, because he doesn't sound like anything like him.
Yeah, I know, but you kind of want to think he's sort of the Fonz in his real. I don't know.
Well, that's like
I don't know
when
what
he-
it was.
he
It was
did-
like taking the curtain away. I didn't want to see like such a wimpy guy.
Well, that was
the
like
Fonz.
when he did that. He did that movie with Michael Keaton, Night Shift, and all of a sudden he was sort of the nerdy
fucking
guy.
like that movie.
That was a great movie.
Is it still
and how
great?
hot was what's her face in her panties when she was the hooker there when she was making him breakfast? That was a big moment for me. This is before Tube 8 there, kiddos. that was all you had to live by back then.
I wanted to bring up Night Shift the other day, and I was too scared because I'm not sure if it holds up. But I remember that being a really good movie. Because Michael Keaton was on The Other Guys. So when I saw Michael Keaton, I'm like, "Fuck, man!" I remember him in Night Shift. He's done a lot of good, he's Batman and all that shit. But I remember from Night Shift.
Who were your movie? Like I used to have Terry Garr was huge for me.
Well, I mean,
I always wanted to bang
Madeline
her.
Stowe.
Madeline Stowe. There you go.
Bo Derek, which is
Kate Jackson. Oh, I don't mean like you. I mean like
TV wise.
I'm talking about not like Farrah Fawcett, who everybody.
I know.
liked.
I wasn't going to say Farrah Fawcett.
Kate Jackson on The Rookies, dressed as the nurse. I wanted to be Mike Danko. There's another great TV name. Mike Danko.
I think I was.
They just don't come up with names like that anymore.
I was lame because I was really into big boobies for a while. So like Wonder Woman and all that.
Oh,
that
she
shit.
was she was the greatest.
All that horse shit. I
The thigh-high boots.
I would just focus on big boobs when I was growing up. Finally matured and realized there's more to a woman than.
Oh no!
No, you finally
huge.
No,
breasts.
you were right when you had it the first time.
Totally.
Big tits are all that counts.
And what was Stacy's character's name? Was what? Mike Hammer.
Yeah.
How great is that? What a great name.
Mike Hammer.
He's bringing the hammer down. You knew what the show was before it even started.
You're never going to try to jerk off a guy at a fucking booth named Mike Hammer.
Yeah.
He's just a man.
Look at that. And that's all natural,
Big
man.
natural, fat,
God
heavy tits.
Damn Wonder Woman. All right, listen, we're going to be wrapping up here. Bill Burr's going to be in Atlantic City. Well, we don't have to promote that, obviously. It's a very exciting show. A lot of fans are going down to see the big show. What?
You think her boyfriend at the time, he had to have made her put on the Wonder Woman suit?
Oh, my course.
Hell fucking yeah.
She could lose the headband, but she can keep those
She
wrist
could lose
things on.
most of the rest of her body, but
Jesus.
God, that's some nice big and heavies.
Yeah, I would love
As we
to
like
hear
to say in the
her
hood.
opinions on
what hood?
global warming.
What are we promoting? We got. You should promote the other stuff. BillBurr.com has all Bill's info.
Yes, I'm going to be at the Danny, can you help me out here? The 17th, I think February 17th. I'm going to be at the in Terrytown, New York, at the Terrytown merry-go-round. Music Hall. And I'm going to be at the Count Basie Theater on the 18th in Red Bank, New Jersey. So put on your comedy hats and take out those silly wallets. No?
I want to promote the Monday Morning Podcast.
Well, let me just help Bill out a
Burr's
little
got
bit.
a great podcast. Yes, Danny.
If they would like tickets to the Tarrytown Music Hall show, they may visit tarrytownmusichall.org. And if anybody would like to see Bill at the Count Basie Theater, you may get tickets by visiting thecountbasietheater.org, or all of these dates are available right on BillBurr.com.
Thank you.
That was
BURR.
Jimmy, you got tickets going on sale?
I do in about 7 minutes. Tickets for March 5th at the Wellmont Theater in Montclair will go on sale at wellmonttheater.com. And also next Thursday through Saturday, the 20th through 22nd, my first trip to Austin, Texas, Cap City Comedy Club.
When's that?
Everyone's the 20th through 20.
Oh, you're gonna have a great time.
Everyone has said Austin fucking rules.
I want to hit the road with you. I want to go to Austin. Danny's a big fan of Austin.
I've been there a bunch of times, and when I heard that Jimmy was going to be there, I was like, fuck. I
When is this?
I wonder if I can make that weekend.
20, 21, and 22. It's a week, not
February?
this weekend, but next weekend. No, January.
Oh fuck! Maybe take that Friday off and go to Austin with Jimmy. I want to go to Austin so bad. I've never been.
Everyone likes. Every comic I know loves it and says it's a great place to do a gig. And
yeah, I think you're gonna kill down there.
Is it cool?
Yeah, it's a good time.
I just hope the people are there. What's more humiliating than a fucking curtained off room?
And it's also
Sucks.
and it's also when just as an East Coast guy, when you go that deep into Texas. But Austin is different. Austin is like the village of
right.
Of Texas. But definitely, you go down to Houston.
It's like a little blue dot that just shouldn't be there. Like it shouldn't physically be there, but it is.
Right. Like next year, I'm a big LSU fan, so I want to go down. To do a gig at Shreveport or something,
Jesus.
and I'm just like, who the hell is going to show up?
You
to
should
listen
just
to
do
me?
it. Just do it though. See, it'll be an experience.
Oh yeah, I know.
Were you thinking Shelley Long earlier?
Is that who it was? Yeah, she was smoking in that movie.
I was confused when you went down the road. I didn't like Shelley Long ever.
I
didn't like what she looked like. I didn't like her.
I liked her in Losing It, and I liked her in oh yeah, there she is, right there.
Let me take a look.
Having some hooker make you scrambled eggs? I mean, come on, dude.
It doesn't. The panties
she's
doesn't
sexy
hurt.
there. Wow.
Well, look,
I
you
never
got
found her sexy. I guess.
There she is.
Okay, well.
Yeah, well.
Look, those panties are a little big for now.
She's
nowadays.
dishy.
I'll say.
Big hairy pussy in there.
Oh,
that's a world of hurt.
Tremendous.
We got one more thing. Bobo has to voice a promo, and he doesn't know what the promo's about.
Yeah, no.
We want him to do this cold because it's just more fun when we play it back on the channel. Where's Bobo? Don't worry, this is a quickie. Also want to thank Stalker Patty. She kicked fucking Oscar's ass in the gun debate.
Great job, Patty.
I was kind of bored with all the stats, but she was well versed.
That was 45-3.
45-3?
All over again.
Can't argue that. Patty, thumbs up on knowing your shit about guns. What's up, Bobo?
I'm doing good.
I didn't ask.
Raise the mic. You have to raise the mic up a little bit there. I want to hear Daniel.
Hi.
Okay.
People love you on this show. It's just amazing.
He looks like a nerdy Juan Epstein. Nothing.
You all right?
That Cutter.
Why are you dressing nicer?
No, I don't know.
Is that like a Christmas sweater or something? Probably.
No, I've had this for a while. I just decided to dress nice today. That's all.
Well,
He's a big return to the show, right?
Yeah. You look terrific, and we want you to just voice a promo for us, if that's okay.
All right, no
And
problem.
we want you to read it cold, so we don't need any music. We just got to shut our mouths.
Yeah, we'll be quiet.
Okay, this is Bobo.
Hi, everyone. It's me, Bobo. Are you sick of hearing my voice? Well, you're not alone. That's why the show is finally getting rid of me. Yes, Dick has run its course. And now it's up to you to find the next Bobo. They were freaks before me. They were freaks after me.
No, sorry. We could obviously edit. Start with there again.
They were freaks before me. They were freaks after me.
Why can't you see the word be?
There will be.
Start again.
Wait.
There.
They were freaks before me. There will be freaks after me. If you're a monstrosity, or you know a monstrosity like me, email Opie and Anthony at email Opie Anthony at SiriusXM.com and tell the show you could be a star just like I used to be. Now all I got left is my relatives, who I've had sex with. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, Bobo. There's the door.
We tricked you. We wanted you to come in and read a promo, and you read it perfectly, Bobo. What's wrong?
Bobo. Yeah. Don't you have one last thing to say?
Say it.
Say it real quick, just for fun.
No, I'm not gonna say
For the
it.
promo. We need it for the promo.
Just for the promo.
I'm not gonna say it.
Wait, Bobo, you feel like we tricked you? What do you mean? We wanted you to read a promo.
Watch
How
your feet.
did we trick you? I don't get it.
No, that promo. I didn't know that was a farewell promo.
Yeah, it certainly was.
Say that last thing that we need for the promo.
Yeah, but that I can't say. That's.
We just need it for the promo, buddy.
Yeah, but that is the line.
Real quick.
It is the line.
We need it.
All right, that is the line.
We need the last line for the promo.
All right, I guess they'll say it. Mom's box.
The Opie and Anthony Show. Opie and Anthony on the virus. Sirius XM.